big day. It's primary election day here in Arizona.
One of the big questions voters have right now is, will there be those long lines that we saw back in March during the presidential preference election? Those long lines sparked outrage, lawsuits, calls for elections officials to step down. Now, that was in Maricopa County. And the county election head there, Helen Purcell, took a lot of heat for that. But the person in charge of elections statewide is Secretary of State Michelle Reagan.
And she is here this morning with us.
Secretary Reagan, thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Big day tomorrow.
Big day. You guys are excited and ready for it.
We are excited and we are ready.
Okay. We don't want anything like what happened back with the presidential preference election as far as the polling places and the lines, but you have that all sorted out.
Well, we're very excited. In Maricopa County, the recorder has decided to have over 700 polling places.
As opposed to, it was like 200 when we had the issues, correct?
It was 60.
Oh, it was 60.
Wow.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Well, that should help the problem.
Yes.
And in addition, we go back to precinct-based polling, which is where you go to your own individual polling place versus going to a polling center.
Oh, okay.
So that should eliminate any needs where people are having parking problems and where you had people driving to all of these.
All right, and being confused
centers
about where they go, because maybe they went to the church down the street for the last 20 years and all of a sudden they have to go somewhere else.
Right, so we go back to the way it has always been for many, many years, to their own neighborhood-based polling center, the same people that they've been voting with for years and years. And we want to see big turnouts, so we certainly want to see big turnouts, but we don't expect that there'll be long lines or parking problems.
So if I've got an absentee ballot sitting on my counter right now,
don't
what do I do?
mail it.
Don't mail it.
Don't mail it. If you still have an absentee ballot, an early ballot, right now, take it in. What you'll do is take it into the polling place tomorrow, and you can take that into any polling place in Maricopa County, drop it off. You don't need to wait. If there is a short line, just march right up in front of everybody else and drop it off into the bucket that'll be there for early ballots.
If we have mailed in our mail-in ballots, you know, weeks ago, have you guys already started accounting for those as far as how many you've gotten in, numbers-wise?
Yes, those are already being tracked as that your ballot has been received and it's sitting there waiting to be counted. They don't start counting them till actual election.
Now, there are two props right now that are still in the courts about whether or not people are going to have to be able to vote on the marijuana proposition and also the minimum wage proposition. So let's say that at some point a judge says, yes, those are now off the ballot. What happens?
Well, let's be clear. First of all, those are for the November election.
Okay.
And so the initiatives are voted on in the general election, which is November, and we're going to get through tomorrow first, the primary. But should those not make it on the ballot or some reason get tossed by a judge, the printing deadline for ballots is September 1st.
So we're coming up on that.
We're coming up on that.
So they may show up on the ballot no matter if they've been tossed or not. You just wouldn't count anybody who voted on
By
it.
September 1st, our county recorders are going to start printing ballots, and you know, and there's people right now that are on the ballot that have already decided they're dropping out. So.
And then those just wouldn't be counted. It just happens.
Correct. It just happens.
Anything that anyone needs to know that we haven't covered?
The website, remember?
Yes.
We have a phenomenal new website. Everyone to visit if you need any information about any polling place in any of the 15 counties, not just Maricopa. It's Arizona.vote. So you know those really long government websites, hard to remember? We made ours real easy.
But you can also watch the results come in on your own computer,
right? You can, and from that website you can also go to a results page where viewers can watch the results as you see them in the media. Oh, wow. This is something new that
You trying to cut us out? You trying to horn in our own
right into your feed. But they can also, starting today, set up their own home screen, so they could set up their own favorites of the races they just want to watch, so they don't have to scroll through all the races.
I'm interested in these races. That's
exactly.
What I'm doing.
And the neat thing about this program is it automatically refreshes, so they're not going to have to sit on election night clicking refresh, refresh,
Fantastic.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Arizona.vote.
Arizona.vote. Got it. Thank you
Good
so
luck
much,
tomorrow.
Secretary of State.
All right, let's head over.